Hello. I figured I'd go ahead and use this as basically a kickoff on the replacing the rotor on the KLR650, specifically the 2009 KLR650. But I want to go ahead and just talk a little bit before we get into this. In all actuality, I'll be starting tomorrow. But we'll go ahead and talk about, well, how I want to go from getting the bike off the ground. And I'm going to talk in this in about way as if somebody has just picked up their motorcycle and they really don't know much about bikes. They haven't gotten all the nice lifting devices and all that. So all they got is a basically no nonsense backyard garage. And I mean, there's many ways you can go ahead and lift your motorcycle up with the different devices they have online. I mean, you can buy, they're as cheap as $30, $20 I've seen for the different devices. I got a motorcycle, my motorcycle jack was, well, I paid, what was it, like $75 I think it was for it. Now it did come above quite a bit higher because I had extra things added to the bill, but I mean, it's a way to make things easier. But you don't have to do that route if you don't have one. I mean, does it mean you can't pick up a bike? No. What I used to do is pick the bike up, roll it over from the right hand side, roll it over to the left hand side with the kickstand down. In the KLR650, the kickstand should handle it no problem. And then stick a jack stand underneath the right hand foot peg mount for the operator. Get it up high enough, the tire's off the ground, you're fine. You can work from it then. And it held, it's pretty secure. I had no troubles for it. I did it for a couple of years that way. I mean, it is a solution. You always put your mind into the problem to find a solution. It's not a big deal. You notice I got lights here on me so you can at least see me and see what I'll show you. In turn, I'll be changing, like I said, I'll be changing the rear rotor and also brake pads. Which means I went with a slightly used rotor, if I showed before. Slightly used, I mean it is very lightly used, I happened to come across it. A lot of people frown on that, they say you have to go new. You don't have to go new, not in my eyes. I mean, it's all up to the individual. This one here is not correct, it's not warped. It's perfect, and it's got very light wear. So, we'll step into it. Make sure you get all your parts together. I have my pads, which I set back in the corner here. Brand new pads, I showed it before. New bolts, new fasteners also. There's a pin on the axle. Make sure you get the right size pin and replacement pin. It's only supposed to be meant to be used once. Actually, the ones on the goat, my KLR650, the original owner replaced it with a hairpin, which is you just push in and pull out. If you can get one of those, I've seen them at the local tractor supply store. Get one of those, replace it with that. You won't. It'll save you so much time, so much a headache, and you'll be great. I will be mentioning the different tools as I'll put the sizes. I'll mention the size of tools. Most of the tools will be out of the toolkit that came with the bike. That way I'll show you. If you are just starting out, you don't have all the socket sets and stuff like I do. You don't have all that tools. You can still do it. I mean, there shouldn't be a problem with it. Now, get back to the rotor that I purchased. Now, this is a slightly used rotor. It has not been cleaned. And, give me 1 second on that. Sorry about that. I had to pick up the bottle. Like I said, this rotor has not been cleaned. I do want it as close to as new shape as possible. That means cleaning it as thoroughly as I can, which means I will be bringing out a little bowl of soapy water. A lot of people say, no, don't do that. Hold on, listen me out. Little bowl of soapy water. I'll be cutting one of these scouring pads. I picked them up at the dollar store. I mean, this stuff here, I'm going all cheap. I'm showing you that it can be done. I'll be cutting one of these in half. Dip it in the soapy water. Doing little screwing marks. Around until I get all this cleaned off. Get all the old pad residue off. I'll even work down into the painted areas. Get all cleaned off thoroughly. You say, well, after you dry it, and of course I'll be drying with a rag. I got a bunch of cotton lint-free rags that I've saved from my rag pile being thrown away. And I'll go ahead and dry it off with that. But you'll say, oh, there's still residue on it. Yes, there will be. That's where the next step comes into play. I use 91% isopropyl alcohol. You say, well, why not use brake cleaner? You could use brake cleaner. Brake cleaner works fantastic. I do not keep that around my garage though. Why? Because I go through it like nobody's business, man. I just go right through it. A little bit of alcohol goes a long way. And being 91%, I mean, it doesn't leave really a residue that's notable on it. I mean, I've used this for many years on Rotor and never had a problem. Never had it not breaking properly or off the get-go. But I mean, yes, it does take a couple of good hit sets for the pads set to the rotors. But I mean, after that, they're right dead on, and they do really good even as they're setting in. But that is, I mean, other than making sure it's the right direction, I'll show you that in the videos. Make sure you got all the tools that you need. I mean, basic hand tools is basically all you need for this. The one recommendation that I do get a set of Allen wrenches, because these are Allen bolts, and I'm not too sure if the size for these Allen bolts comes in the I don't think it comes in the kit for the bike. So get yourself a set of Allen wrenches. That should be about all you really need to do this job. That and the basic tools that comes with the bike. Now, if you don't have the toolkit for the bike, no problem. I will be calling out the socket sizes, the wrench sizes, whatever you need as I use them, and that way if you all gotta do is watch the series, and you'll be set. Just write them down. You'll be set. I mean, this is not a hard job. It takes a little bit of time, and actually, it's going to take me a lot longer to show you how to do it than to do the job. I mean, I've done this job a few times, and I mean, what, 5-10 minutes, and the job's done. Except for cleaning. The cleaning is the part that takes the longest for me, because there's so much cleaning to involve. Because the brakes are very important, and I can't stress that enough. A lot of people will say, "Well, just get them down, get them." No, your life is on these brakes. Your life depends your bike to stop. Don't do that. Make sure you're doing it properly. Yes, I'm showing you some shortcuts to how to do it, but these are not crucial shortcuts. These shortcuts are only to save you a little bit of money and a little bit of time. Because, I mean, a lot of people that I know has 91% isopropyl alcohol in their house. You can use it. I mean, basically, most of what's in brake cleaner anyway is alcohol. Use it. Scrub pads. Clean scrub pads. Scrub pads, most people have them in their house. Use them. Just make sure, I mean, rags. Everybody's got rags. Come on. Cotton rags, especially. Make sure they're cotton and they're lint-free as possible. But just make sure you order and get the parts. The bolts, fasteners. People say, well, we reuse the fasteners. You can do them. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can do it. I have done it, but you can do it. Buy new ones though. This here is enough to do the front and rear. I paid $8 for it. I've seen them regular price just to do the rear around $10. But if you look on eBay, you can get Get them front rear, $8. I mean, this you could save a teeny bit of money. I mean, they're the same grade. I checked on them. They're same grade as the others and everything. Brake pads. Don't skip on brake pads unless you absolutely have to. Find out what works for your style of riding. The softer brake pads, not the softest, but softer brake pads, I found that works better for my style of riding. I mean, the harder brake pads, they're better for if you want to stop harder on like going off the road or something. You want to go more softer as you go on hard top. I go towards the softer pads. I keep my eye on the pads though through time. That way, I mean, heck, before I even jump on the bike, every time we're off in the morning, I look at the pads to see how they're doing. I check my air pressure. I do my T-clock. You do it religiously, you'll be fine. Yes, you'll go through more pads, but pads are cheaper than rotors. I mean, I've seen it on what was it? One of the KLR parts websites. Hold on, I'm sorry, I forgot. But this rotor alone, not this one, because this is stock, but the replacement was like $80 plus shipping. Where you can buy how many pads compared to $80 plus shipping? I mean, 2 pairs, maybe 3 pairs. With the front rotor, I know it's $109, $110 plus shipping. You can get 3-4 pairs of pads. Why not wear the pad out instead of the rotor? Just make sure that it's going to stop and stop reliable for you. Okay, I want to wrap this up. I've talked enough on this one being the first episode. This is just a prep what's going on here. Trust me, it all won't be just face shot, body shot type thing. I will be getting my hands dirty. I'll have 2 cameras at least running. I want to get you in there, try to get you into the dirty without getting my cameras dirty, and step by step. And we're going to take this step by step, short chunks, probably shorter than what this video is, hopefully. But this is just a kickoff, and we'll do it step by step. That way you can go through the stairs if you want to, and I'll show you how I do it. Not saying that I am a master mechanic, not saying that anything. I'm a guy that just happens to, I own a freaking manual, I have a mechanical background, I have worked on my motorcycle, it's done reliable for me. I've been able to, I mean, the brakes, they have their own issues before me, and I'm working it out, figuring out what's going on, and this has been a headache trying to figure out what it is, but I think I've pinned it down. It's going to be switched out here, fixed out here, a reasonable amount of time. Okay, let's clean this up. This is MuzzleMike, hoping you have a great day. I'm planning on letting this out maybe once a week for this series. Don't know what time in the week, but I'll try to get on a regular schedule until it's done. Signing out.